Well, hello, and welcome back. I'm Age O'Neill. This is Beyond Code Live, and I am going to share with you a portfolio project idea that would actually be useful, engaging, easy to demonstrate, easy to document, something that I think is really just a great all around project if it's something you want to take on. This is in the list, which will be referenced in the description of uh, portfolio project ideas. So it is a fictional characters database, and let me tell you some unique spins you could have on this. So first of all, here's a problem that I have. So I'm building an app, and the app has lots of sensitive data about real people. So what I need to do is in the documentation, I've just been referencing, I've been pulling characters from Harry Potter and referencing them. And the reason that I'm not just doing something like randomuser.me, which I think is the leading alternative to this, I've kind of done some searching. I've known about randomuser.me for a couple of years, but I was looking for maybe a better alternative. The problem with random user is that it's really lorem ipsum. Meaning it's generated junk that is non-relatable, that's non-interesting. Whereas if you look at something like the Harry Potter database, let me see if I can go over here. Uh, they're relatable characters. They have relationships to themselves. So if you think about building an application, you want some test data to fill in. There's nothing interesting about previewing an application that's just filled with truly random users. Fictional characters are a good idea because you actually care about the characters. If I'm interested in Harry Potter, which I think most people are to some degree, it would be interesting to me to click through. Imagine that we built a demo of Facebook using Harry Potter characters. This would be interesting because I'd want to click and see, does it show that Harry Potter and Hermione Granger are married? Does it show that Ron Weasley is a friend? Does it show that Voldemort has been blocked? There's these types of relationships that you have in a fictional world, and particularly Harry Potter is interesting because they have families, and in the real world we have familial relationships. We have husband and wife and child and parent and all of that, and in the Harry Potter universe that exists, and there may be some other universe where these exist. So anyway, the basic idea is find either compile it yourself or scrape a website such as I found. Where's it at? Here we are. So I found this that I think I'm going to use as a starting point. This is just flat out scraping the Harry Potter fandom. Yeah, fandom. This one. This is just a scraped version of the fandom. Now the data is not really in a great format because it's uh, like the birthdays are just kind of in random formats. It's just pulling it from whatever was in the fields here, which as you can see, and if we went to different characters, you'd see that the formatting of the dates and whatnot are kind of inconsistent. But anyway, so a fictional character database, you can have birthdays, you can have an age. If it's in a different universe, that age could be translated so that you pull the birth date from the age, and maybe the birth date's kind of random because they're on a different planet, like they're on Roshar or they're on Tatooine or whatever. But this is kind of a fun project that you can take on for your own personal benefit if you're into some sort of nerddom or fandom. And it's one that is useful. It's kind of unique in that uh, there's not a lot of these projects that are easy to find, I would say, that have the data in the kind of format that you'd want. So if we look at randomuser.me, the data is in a beautiful, well formatted format. And that's what I want. I want randomuser.me, but I want it for um, characters that actually have organizational units, meaning, like, for example, if I work somewhere, I work in a department. If I live somewhere, I live in a city, so on and so forth. Now, this does have some of that information, but they're not related, whereas characters in a fictional universe are generally related. They live in a similar area. So you have, what is it, Star City is where, is that the DC characters? A lot of the DC characters live in Star City. And then Marvel. Anyway, point being, this is and I'll have this link in there as well as the other ideas. So check down in the doobly doo. But if you found this useful, if you think this is a good idea, go ahead and give it a like and a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you are interested in giving me some feedback, you've got some other ideas for where to find these, because personally, this is something that I'm probably going to create myself from the information that's available here, so that I have some, because I need family units. I need some relationships where people can be placed in an organization unit, and have a family relationship and working relationships with each other for the project that I'm working on. And because I want to collaborate with other people, I think that it'll be a lot easier for other people to kind of, get their head around it and be and have that interest and involvement if it's characters that they're familiar with and they understand the relationships of, because they can intuit it from the stories that they know, even if it's not a direct relationship. Like, headmaster could be, boss or CEO. So maybe we make what's his bucket, the wizard dude, Dumbledore. Maybe we make him the CEO, or stuff like that. Anyway, go ahead and let me know, comments down below, if you know of great resources for this that already exist. If you're building something like this, be sure to link it there. If you've got any questions or comments, I'd love to hear them. With that, I hope that you have the best morning ever, and I will catch you later. Adios.